in general, when we talk about responsible AI, it has to do with ethical and then mindful development and management of artificial intelligence systems, technologies, algorithms, and co. And this has to do with all AI technologies that we currently have, and then the ones also that are yet to make its way onto the market in such a way that we have to design them in a manner that align with human values, and also it must have we have to respect privacy and make sure that we promote fairness and then reduce the biasness and negative. This leads to situations that is arising from the field that has to do with the AI governance in that aspect. So, for example, when we talk about the transparency in artificial intelligence, we are talking about we being able to and be able to have some details and outputs of these technologies that we use and how they work with us, and how we also have to be able to hold such. We might also be able to hold such systems accountable when it comes to their functions. But I will talk about some scenarios where we have to look at situations in which do we have to allow the AI systems to take over, or do we have to allow humans and stuff like that to take over? These debates has been there for quite some time now, and I quite remembered when we were in Italy, we had a meeting that have to involve some of these automobile industries involving most of those top automobile industries in Italy and co. So the question I asked, and we have the GDPR also present at that meeting, IEEE, Computer Society and co. These are things that have to do with standards, governance, and ethical issues that has to do with AI. So a scenario arises that they said, okay, should machines take over and then make decisions on behalf of humans, or should we have human interventions? And I have the view that it depends, because there are certain circumstances machines will be able to make decisions on behalf of humans and take very critical decisions, and that will lead to saving of human lives and stuff like that. So, for example, imagine we have connected cars. Okay, we have connected cars, and then you are driving your vehicle, and we have a kid that is playing by the roadside, and then based on the way the kid is playing, there is a likelihood that the vehicle that you are driving is going to knock that kid down. Now the question is that should the car take over from the driver, or should the car allow the driver to knock the kid down? So these are situations in which the artificial intelligence agents will have to make decisions on their own and be able to save human life. Another situation is that has to do with embedded systems. Now, I think during the corona, I think Ghana and other parts of the world, there were some issues that maybe corona is caused by these kind of beliefs and stuff like that, and there are going to be chips that are going to be embedded in human bodies and stuff like that, and 666 and other things. Now, but the fact of the matter is that there are going to be chips embedded in human bodies in the future. And at the beginning, we will be lucky if in case we have some of these chips in our bodies. And these chips are going to be AI enabled. They are going to process information from our bodies, and it's going to be good for our health. And I have seen some of these technologies in research lab, very good research lab that has advanced some of this technology in Europe, It's in Germany. That is Fraunhofer Institute of Telecommunications. I was there to see some of the developments in those sectors where we are going to have these chips embedded in our bodies, making decisions. So, for example, when you go to a restaurant to buy food, based on how the food is prepared by robots and how the food is grown up, certain elements of the food can be estimated, and based on your body conditions in which these systems are embedded in your body, they will be able to tell you that if you eat this amount of food, this is going to be the impact on your body, and advise you as to what food you should eat and what food you shouldn't eat based on our life and everything. So imagine you are sleeping, and the way you are sleeping and stuff like that, and the way your body condition is not going on well. These AI agents can communicate with your air conditioners to control situations in the room and be able to help you put you. So yeah, for us to understand how some of these systems work, but at certain points, the systems will have to also take decisions on their own when it has to do with saving human lives and making certain key decisions that are good for our interest. And then we have certain aspects also that has to do with accountability in terms of holding organizations accountable. All these legal use and other things will come on. But in the future, where a lot of things are going to be done within this space, and we begin to see the relevance of these AI technologies, we begin to understand to what extent they are helping. So for example, when you look at ChatGPT, even though ChatGPT is not that okay, at least in certain aspects, it's very helpful. I was part of the team that when ChatGPT was at its research stage by OpenAI, that is 2016, 2017, I was part of the developing communities to understand how it evolved and then moved throughout the spaces. And still, it is still at its infant, because there are a lot of things that ChatGPT cannot do, and there are a lot of mistakes and errors that comes from it, even up to date. Yesterday, when I was trying to use ChatGPT to do something, most of the things that I received, I was having errors and were not accurate, and I have to make sure I use the right ways of getting it correct and then re-prompting it so that it can that as part of its system and then it's not every of these systems for now to be able to use them, even though there are a lot of also you can talk about ensuring AI systems that do not exhibit some kind of biasness or unfair disadvantage of certain individuals and groups. Now, these things are going to be there. You should expect them to be there from the beginning due to the availability of their model and how they function. And you also don't expect some of these, even though the governance in the future is going to help, you don't expect some of these AI systems to be 100% fair or in terms of whatever, because even with the regulatory frameworks that we all have different cultures, different behaviors and stuff like that. And then when you move from vary, and the way we apply them also vary. So even if we decentralize AI in the future in such a way that they are able to behave, fine-tune. Maybe, for example, if you ask it, it can and stuff like that. These things will fully solve the problems of the biasness and stuff like that. That you don't. You're not going to get that AI technologies. Also, in terms of we have other aspects of it that also has to do with security. Implementing and then you can use these AI tools to understand attacks, and also you can also use this AI in this systems. For example, when you pick ChatGPT, for example, and you ask ChatGPT to help you hack some of these systems. Now, also terms of your data that some of these AI systems will be handling. I and standards and stuff aspect of the even in terms of integrated computing and stuff like that that can be used, even though they all have their limitations. Disadvantages. So we will be looking at some of these things across the build more robust the technologies. And sometimes the robustness and reliability of these AI technologies is key. That is, and now you can see a lot of errors and stuff like that based on the prompts and other things that are input. Sometimes I can give you the wrong prompt and then it will give you something else. Sometimes you give you the right deal and all this kind of. So how can the youth drive all these ethical initiatives? Now, it depends. It depends on the space and how some of these technologies allow people to interact with them. In the future, some of these AI systems will collect data and then understand inputs from certain people. Because, for example, imagine that they open up a system for anybody at all to be able to guide the AI systems in terms of whatever output it is giving and accepting these inputs and trying to work with it and reason with it. A lot of people can also cause trouble to the system by giving it wrong information. For example, when ChatGPT was launched first, I tried asking it a question about blood group and it was going around and not trying to give me the correct information. I have to prompt it again and stuff like that. And then for it to get some of these feedbacks and other things correct. And I waited after some weeks to try again and see how it has processed the other information that I've made available to it. And I realized that it was improving on it. So imagine other people also have a lot of access to be able to give some kind of feedback to this AI system, for the AI system to set the feedback and work with it in a particular way, and they provided wrong information, that is going to be serious. So in the future, we should expect the systems to perform a little bit much more better than what we have today. And there are developments going on in terms of the processing capacity, the chips, and other things that are ongoing to make sure that the efficiency and then the performance of these AI systems improve over time. And currently, too, you realize that we have different companies, and Facebook has also been doing great, and they've rolled out some of their AI technologies and stuff like that. And data availability is also key in terms of how it fits on those data sets and use it to make decisions. So at a point, we should be expecting some kind of activities that has to go on a little bit in the sector of AI governance in terms of how the data sources and stuff like that, and whether there is enough availability of data to the system. So some of the youth that are trying to move into the spaces of AI in terms of the technologies development, we have different sectors. Okay, you have different sectors. If you want to move into the development and be able to work behind the scenes and stuff like that in terms of designing how some of this algorithm works, following computer science paths and stuff like that would be good. And the space is moving so fast in such a way that some of the AI tools are being used to help improve themselves. Okay. To some point. So the youth can also contribute to that sector, and also based on some of these projects that are open up, you can join and provide feedbacks and then be part of the early part of the system. You can try it and then help realign the system. So one of the most important things that maybe youth in AI also can do is to try to gather masses and see how best they can also lobby, especially at this part of the world, to ensure that some of the data sets that come from our region are well included. And now most of the AI systems are open to data sources on the internet, but it doesn't necessarily mean that any information that is put on the internet is actually complete, absolute, and true. But at least to some degree, there can be some fine tuning. So some of the best way of getting the correct information is through validation and stuff like that. And this requires a lot of time and effort that has to go in it. But we all have the responsibility to make sure that the AI systems that we use do give us the right information. So one of the easiest way that can be done is through prompts. So based on how you interact with the AI system, you can prompt it in a particular way. Behind the scenes, there are tools developed in order to look at the prompts of certain people and see whether are they saying that the feedback they are getting is positive or not. So based on the feedbacks that we give, the AI systems use that in improving upon itself, and then the developers also, or the scientists or the engineers behind the system, use this feedback to see how best they can help improve upon the system. So you can have various groups and stuff like that that can work on this. And also, it's not necessarily that has to do with some of the models that has to do with the chat systems. You can also look at things that have to do with the diagnostics, medical systems, things that have to do with decision-making systems in terms of vision and other stuffs, and then that would help improve upon the system. So there are a lot of opportunities for people to play key role. Also in the sector of cyber security, ensuring that the AI systems do things within the space of cyber security, and also how can you factor in cyber security within the AI space. Now, I am not saying that AI is new in cyber security. No. Even besides the introduction and then consideration of the US government, that is the National Security Agency, ensuring that they take AI serious in their mission systems and stuff like that, does not necessarily mean that the AI systems has not been used in that sector. Because when you look at cryptography, Alan Turing, who is seen as the father of AI, and then one of the best computer scientists that we have himself was a cryptologist. I'm a cryptologist. My major has to do in cryptography. My minor is in artificial intelligence. But in cryptography, a lot of AI tools has been deployed in terms of natural language processing, because this AI system have to be able to apply different sets of algorithms in trying to decipher the text, and also try to see whether, we are going to have a lot of the sample spaces based on the algorithm, stuff like that you apply to it, and also be able to apply, try to understand and see whether in which language were the people communicating, assuming you chance upon an encrypted message that you don't know the language or the cipher and everything that is being used. These robust systems will have to break the cipher and try to understand the cipher to see what kind of communication that is doing. And that uses a lot of natural language processing, and also try to understand which language and do language translation and stuff like that. But so these systems have been used within the defense sector. Not today, but so many years ago. The GCHQ, that is the spy agency of UK, that is the government communication headquarters, have also developed some of these things, and then have opened up a lot of research spaces years back in terms of natural language processing and stuff like that, where they apply some of these AI tools in that sector. So when I talk about cybersecurity in AI, maybe we can look at it in terms of more of what is happening within the public space, in terms of how these technologies are crippling into businesses and stuff like that, and how AI tools can be used to enhance cybersecurity, and how cybersecurity can also be applied in AI to ensure that people's privacy and whatever they do and other things are ensured, are things that can be discussed within that space. But cybersecurity and then AI, especially in terms of artificial intelligence and cryptography, has worked hand in hand.
what are some of the approaches in terms of reducing the biases that comes along when it comes to prompt engineering in terms of AI feedback? So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, Prof, did you get his question?
Yeah, maybe if in case again he wanted to know what are some of the
bias.
Yes.
Yeah, AI biases, I think. Yeah.
When it comes to
Yes.
prompting.
Sure.
Okay. So it depends. For example, when we talk about prompt engineering, it has to be a way in which you give information to the AI or try to ask the AI question and ask it to process it and give you some kind of this. Now, you can have things that has to do in terms of maybe culture. Okay. So if you ask it maybe a question that has to do with your culture, and it is not having some of those data sets and stuff like that, you can experience some of these biases. Okay. And also we have things that has to do with the language biases. That is, if prompts are not formulated using the terminology that maybe the AI is designed to understand, you realize that the information that it will be giving you will be skewed towards a particular end and stuff like that. Okay. And also, context building can also be one of the situations. If in case you are not able to give the context well to the AI in such a way that the AI can understand that context and give you the information that you need, it also create problems. And it's also dependent on what the pre-trained data sets that the AI is having, or the resources that is available to it. We have some AI that works openly by picking information from news sources, sometimes only pre-trained sources to give you the information. And some of these biases can arise from that. If in case you ask it to give you information on something that is latest and then it's not having access to that one, and also even if it is latest and then it can process it based on its degree of accuracy and stuff like that, you may experience some of these biases in terms of the information that will be made available to you. In that case, you realize that the responses might not be fully informed or may reflect limited understanding of what you have at hand and stuff like that. And also, based on the information that you have and amount of iterations or processes that the system can do, if it has limitation to that effect, revalidation of the output for it to give you whatever you need can be very challenging. Also, if you ask, and also in terms of the details, also you can have some of these challenges. So for example, yesterday I asked the AI to set some questions, open ChatGPT on basic algebra, and it couldn't give me correct results, even though the prompt was correct, but the context and then the logical sets of it working in those areas were not that accurate. But when you ask it based on certain, if you provide it with a particular context, it can also give you some information that is accurate. Sometimes it's not be that much accurate or incomplete. So these biases can arise from those areas. I don't know whether I've been able to explain to you very well.
Yes, please. Thank you, Prof. I get it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Nasir Karim, can you unmute and share with us what you have?
Okay. My question is, I recently got a job using AI, and then while doing the job, while getting the job, we were mandated to take a test. And so while taking the test, I didn't know a particular the answer to a particular question. So I used AI. In this sense, can I say AI is being responsible as in the context of the responsibility we are discussing about? I don't know if you got my
Oh
question.
no, the responsible AI is completely different from what you did. So, for example, sometimes I tell my students this, that there is let me bring it first to this context. There is a way I set questions. So I don't set questions expecting students to answer something that they don't know, kind of a thing. And then I always tell them that when you go to the workplace, there is not going to be a situation, or you're not going to have a situation where they will ask you to close books, not to have access to any resources, and then they will give you work and say, do it and let's see before you get your salary. No, nobody works like that at the workplace. What they do is that they give you a task, expecting that you do it to improve or create value for your workplace. And these are some of the things that you can use the AI tools to aid you do. AI tools can guide you to do the work better and stuff like that. So I think they asking you questions like that or whatever, and using the AI to do it has nothing to do with responsible AI per se, because responsible AI has to do with maybe the responses the AI is giving you, the biases, transparency, and all those kind of things. That has to do with the AI. But AI tools can be used to improve work and then make work better. I think we shouldn't be discouraging people not to use AI tools. We have to encourage them rather to use the AI tools to it. But you have to, for example, programming. If you are not good at programming and you want to use AI to program, you're not going to get everything correct. So you have to be very good at programming before you can use the AI tools to guide you, make programming faster, things better, and stuff like that. For now, yeah. Even though in the future, these AI tools will be writing codes by themselves and doing much more complex tasks than what is currently available. Because even as far back as 2012, the French government was working on a project known as Project Spiral by INRIA. And then this project is supposed to develop programs that will heal themselves. So that is they'll write codes, that the codes will be able to rewrite other codes to patch things and sort out things. So now we have systems in place that can generate codes and stuff like that and give alternatives. And then the systems will be rewriting itself. And NASA also have projects and stuff like that some years back where they want computer systems to rewrite codes to solve problems and stuff like that. So you should be using the AI tools to be assisting you to solve problems. It's completely, what you experience is completely different from responsible AI. I hope if there is any other question.
Okay, Prof. So during your closing statement, you were saying you were talking something about the future of AI and AI having the capacity to do things by themselves. So this brings about another question: whether AI would actually replace human in the future. I want to know your view on that.
So it will not be a bad thing if, in case we have AI systems doing things that we are currently doing. It's not a big problem. I think it's actually a good thing to have machines doing things that we are supposed to be doing. For example, if in case you use your hand to read and you have cutlass or you have hoe, it makes your work better. So you're not going to use your hand again. If you have knife, you can cut things. You're not going to force stress yourself to do certain things again. Or if you have vehicle, you transport yourself from one location to the other, and you can use your time to do other things, which is much more better. So the same things, if you have AI tools, it's replacing us in a lot of sectors. That's good news. So what it means is that we can focus on other things and do it. So if in case an AI technology can go to farm and farm for me to eat and stuff like that, can go to the kitchen and cook for me and stuff like that, I have to spend my time on other things and do it. If we have an AI technology that will be in my body and improve upon my health and makes me live longer, why not? So these are things. So we have to accept. If in case they are throwing a missile into your country and then you are asleep and you have AI technology like the Iron Dome defending your airspace and then the laser technologies that we have in place, why worry about what somebody is throwing at you whilst you're having your peace of mind sleeping? If in case you have an AI technology that can guard your house, why worry about a dog barking, making noise for you to wake up and you don't even know where the thing is? You now have to look around, but the AI technology can locate a trespasser in your premises and stuff like that, engage the person, you even wake up before you are briefed on it. Why worry? So sometimes I don't know what work people are talking about that the AI is taking from them. No, we have too many works, we can't even do it. So if these machines can do works that, why disturb yourself? So personally, I think that is the case. If people are worried about AI technologies killing us and stuff, we also fought other animals and destroy other things and kill them. What happens if in case the AI, one day the machine see us to be their gods? After all, we've destroyed the climate and everything. And if we have to develop technologies to go to very adverse environment, now we can go to Mars and other places because we realize that that place is not conducive. If we can develop machines that can go to Mars and go and bring resources and stuff like that, that can improve upon ourselves as humans, and we can colonize other planets, expand our territories as humans, and then be able to make the solar system better. Why not? Why should we limit ourselves? We don't have that limitations. The lifestyle of our forefathers that they said they were great, they cannot even stand the weapon systems that we have today. Those days they were riding horses, using cutlasses and using all this. Today we have very powerful weapons that we can be here and send it somewhere, guided systems and stuff like that. So let's explore as humans and go as far back. That is what we are. We are, as we say, we are created as gods, and gods travel to places, they exploit things, gods create, and we are also creating things so why should we worry ourselves? So me, to be frank, let these machines come and take the job they have to take from us, and let's focus on other things to do that we have to do once they farm for us and do everything for us. Why not? That actually is a good thing.
Okay. So I have a follow-up question. So as the machines would be taking up, most of the things that we do, let's say with our works, with our jobs, with our careers, how do you think it balancing, let's say, the way rewards are shared?
No, then we have to take care of the machines. So we have to take care of the machines that take our jobs. That's what we have to do. So if you don't take care of your children to come and take over your jobs and stuff like that and replace you, then what are you doing? You don't do anything. So the most important thing is that we take care of the machines that take our jobs, and we take care of the machines, then we are fine. Then we guide them to go to other places and become better, so that places that we cannot go, they go and do the job for us. Why do we employ people to work for us? Because we cannot keep on doing everything. So we have to employ others to do things that we don't have time to do and we cannot do, so that we expand our businesses and go further. So if in case you can send a machine to go and do something for you whilst you are somewhere and stuff like that, you can focus on other things. So why not? Then you can help these machines become better, maintain them, build upon them, and we focus on how to make them better. Simple. After all, when you pray that God should make you better, isn't it? So let's make the machines better. That's it. Definitely, we have to build things to replace us. Yes. If you read your religious book, God created you and then sent you out there. Is God with you? God is not with you. So let's build machines and help them and support them and make the future better. And that is how we can take care of the solar system, because God is a creator, and we are also we are created in his image. We can also create things. So we are created to be creators. So we have to not to delimit our mentality and make it look as if these machines are evil. After all, the mobile phones that were coming those days, they say, how can somebody be here and be communicating with somebody somewhere? It's spiritual, you can whatever. Today they are using the mobile money to collect this thing. They are using the mobile phones to collect mobile money in churches and stuff like that. Please, let's focus on things that makes our life better and stuff. Who doesn't like good life? So let's allow these machines to take over and do diagnostics, take care of our health and make things better, inform us and guide us. And then if I have to, for example, if I have to know something about somewhere, let these machines tell me what I have to know about a place. I think it's better. Well, that's my perspective, and that's why I play key roles in a lot of global bodies, because I speak my mind and I speak to the issues and then I speak to the realities. And you can look at the business aspect of it and the societal aspect of it, and that's how it works. Okay. Is there any question?
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are admirers of soft life, so exactly.
Sure, of course.
All right.
We work hard to make life easy. We don't work hard to make life difficult for us. Yeah.
Awesome. So I think we can take one more question or a couple more, one or two, then we can see the next step. So if you still have a question, kindly raise up your
There is a
hand.
question in the comment section regarding the secretary something. He didn't answer it. Please, can you recommend any AI tools which can make my secretarial work efficient, especially the ones that will help me to record and transcript minutes?
Yeah, Prof, looks like you are muted. Yeah, you are
Oh,
muted.
okay. We have a lot of tools, AI tools that can do that. And even easy, straightforward. Even if you are using PowerPoint, PowerPoint can do some of these recording. We also have, it depends also the operating thing. As if you're using Windows, you can do recording of your voice when you even go to your browser and stuff like that. Can do the transcribe and everything, text to speech and all those kind of things can be done for you. Later, you can send this text to ChatGPT and ask it to summarize and write it the way you want for you and stuff like that for your own understanding. Yeah, so that is the easy, straightforward tools that I can use. Even Microsoft, as I said, PowerPoint has technologies in even what we are using currently, but it depends on how they make it available. I always tell people some of these technologies has been with us from quite some time now. I think even when you are those days when you are talking using your mobile phones, we have text to speech. When terrorism and all those kind of things were on the rise, we have technologies behind that convert your communication to text and mine it to see whether the conversation you are having, is it good, is it bad conversation and stuff like that. Are you mentioning certain things that has to words like bomb and other things? And also we have a lot of languages that are running behind the background. You know, recently we have a lot of funding for people to be able to do translation and develop NLP technologies in terms of the language sector that has to do translation, maybe from whatever. All these things are used in the defense sector. I consult for the defense sector, and these technologies has been with us for quite some time now. Now we've even advanced to the point that even those technologies that are there, when you speak for about 30 seconds, the technology is cloning your voice and can speak like you. The actual part of the technology that exists first is to be able to pick your voice so that even if you switch a phone, some people think, if they change phones, they will not be able to identify them. So that if you change your phone and you are using a different phone to communicate and you are being tracked, you can still be identified. So we have all these technologies that are out there.
Okay.
So you can use that one for yourself. The PowerPoint and stuff like that. And then combine it with ChatGPT. If you don't want to pay extra for anything, you can use those tools. Yeah.